What's going on, C? Scott, Enrique. Oh, man. Wadded fishing already? Drummer Troy. What's going on, Jim? Mike? Rob Parker's. Nuke. What's going on? South Georgia. Jay Pop's in the house. Christopher, what's going on, dude? What's going on, Glenn? Oh, wadded fishing in the house. Mike, when we hitting the lake this week, dude? What's going on, Steven? Adam? You're barbecuing. What a better way to barbecue than watching old TJ, man. What's going on, Rod? What's going on, Drew? Caught my PB on Bass Pro Qualifier 2 a few days ago. 5 pounds on the dot. There you go, see? Nice job, dude. What's going on, Drew? Ricky, I got out this morning. Caught 7. That's cool, dude. Warren, what's up? Keston, or Keston, saying name right? Keston? Zach, Glenn, come to Wisconsin and we will hit the lake. Sounds good, dude. The Nutty 0101, what's up? Well, how's everyone doing this Sunday? Hopefully you guys got out and did some fishing. What's going on, Zach? Christopher, going to buy my new boat next Saturday and fishing Okeechobee. There you go, dude. Sounds like a nice weekend. I'm jealous of all these dudes fishing already. We're still iced up. How you doing, Andrew? Enrique, appreciate the $5, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Usually the first person to donate, I go ahead and talk about the giveaway. And I just got my mystery tackle box a couple days ago. We're going to give this away and a pack of Vile Bugs. Okay, anyone that donates is entered in the giveaway. Appreciate it, Enrique. Fish for smallies on St. Clair. Hoping to get out more this week since it's warming up here in the Midwest. Hey, Jim, appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for the $2, man. You're entered in the giveaway. Isn't today your birthday? Happy birthday, bud. I know it was either today or tomorrow. Or not today. Today or yesterday. I thought I seen that on Facebook. What's going on, Brian? Kate, I give you a shout out every week. There you go. I'm catch a bunch of different types of fish down there. It's raining all day tonight. Yeah, it looks like it's going to rain right here. I'm back. My signal dropped. Oh, wadded fishing. We missed you, buddy. We missed you. What's up, TJ? They were biting today. It's cool. It's cool, Gary. Thanks for the BioSpawn promo code. No problem, guys. If you guys want to buy some BioSpawn, code TJ81, 20% off, biospawn.com. I got a lot of discount codes for you guys down in the description. Feel free to check those out. What's going on, Mike? Changed out 2 size 29 batteries yesterday. Pulled several muscles, but I'm ready. Water was muddy here. Yeah, there's some big batteries, man. I got my trolling's a 31, and it's an AGM battery. It is a beast. So I feel you on that, man. Only got a sucker up in Wisconsin this weekend. Welcome. Keep the videos coming. Appreciate it, buddy. Going tomorrow to finally pick up a new rod. We'll be getting a medium fast action from either Lew's or 13 Fishing. Planning on using it for jerk baits and other moving baits. Yeah, jerk bait, the fast action is good for that too. I like a little bit slower action for jerk baits. One, just because treble hooks. Two, it helps to, I guess when I'm working the bait fast, I'm not actually moving the bait as far as you would think. That's kind of why I like a softer action to it. But with a fast action, you get a nice response out of it. Same with like top water poppers. A lot of guys go for that moderate action, but you get a nice action out of a fast action rod. For top water poppers. I'm going to go to Florida, then up to Canada for 3 months. It is today? Cool. Happy birthday, brother. Get that boat out, man. Do you run any lightweight battery? No, my batteries are, man, they're pretty solid. They're AGM batteries. I can't even think of the name of them right offhand, but they are very heavy. Definitely the heaviest batteries that I've ever ran. The Lew's Infinity spinning combo is pretty awesome. Got it for 40 bucks. Where'd they go? Got it for 40 bucks from Walmart on clearance. There you go. It's cool. Good price. Can't beat that. What do you fish on a 7-foot medium heavy? Fast action rod. I got a video on that. It's probably for me and how I fish. One of the most versatile rods that I own. I mean, spinner baits, chatter baits, flukes, shaky heads, Texas rigs, jigs. I mean, that's a pretty versatile setup right there. What knot do you prefer for braid or fluoro? Normally, I hardly ever throw leaders, but when I do, I use a double uni. I do not run it through the guides, but it's strong. It's very fast. So double uni for me. What's going on, Mez? Favorite fluorocarbon knot? Palomar. I mean, I've been using that for years and years. If you tie it correctly, you're not going to have any issues at all. Main thing is, in the beginning, don't twist the line. And I got a video showing that as well. Old Ohio, what's up, dude? Are you doing the contest tonight? Yeah, Mike, we got mystery tackle box. I'm not going to show you guys what's in it. It'll be a mystery. I just got this a couple days ago, and a pack of Vile Bugs. Anybody that enters or anybody that donates is entered in the Sunday night Super Chat giveaway. My trip should bring some good videos to my channel. I'm going to go from Colorado to Florida and then may go up to Canada and northeast side of the U.S. That's cool, dude. What's going on, Kevin? Another Kevin, what's up? What's up? Any thoughts on the Sea Arc boats? Sea Arc. I can't say that I tell you, do a lot of guys catfish out of those boats? The name sounds familiar. I can't say that I really recall seeing one, though. CS, what's up? Alberto for leader knot. Also, just keep Palomar knot straight and can be used for any line. I love your videos. Thanks, Kevin. Josh, what's up, brother? Tell you what, do you guys, that's kind of why I put this in the thumbnail. A lot of you guys ask about braid backer, and I did some videos on that last year. Any of you guys see those videos? Kevin, what's up? John, what's up? Lots of huge catch. Yeah, I thought I seen, like I said, right where we park our work trucks is right down by the river. It seems like I always see those boats going up and down that road there. So yeah, I thought they were for catfish. Definitely looked like a nice solid boat. Can I enter the contest if I donate some parts? Dude, you just ought to give me some parts, dude, and you're not entered because you got way too many of them. What's going on, Kevin? Just got a loose carbon blue GT. It's a great rod. That's cool. I'll check that one out. Have you used the Thunder Cricket from Strike King yet? I have not. So I do plan on picking some of those up, though. Team Jesus, what's up, brother? I have a Sea Arc ZX 180. Awesome boat. Solid aluminum, all welded. Tough. That's cool. Yeah, I'm really, really considering selling my boat into this year and getting a new tracker. They finally came out with a tracker that really caught my eye. I feel like it's set up really, I guess, really correctly this time. You know, I bought my boat, and you guys know all the issues that I've had with it, or what I don't like about it. And I keep an eye on the trackers every year that they come out with a new model. And I feel the tournament edition, they finally nailed it with the more rod storage, the center compartment, the step, and all that. So most likely, I will be selling my boat at the end of this year. When changing the back treble hook, do you put it on with the 1 point up or facing down? Well, I tell you what, I think the hook that you're talking about is from Owner. And you'd want it facing up. If it's facing down, you're going to get snagged up a lot. But like the KVD trebles and all that, there's not really, you can't really put those on wrong. But the one that you're talking about, if that's what I'm thinking of, it's from Owner. And like I said, you want the point facing up. Wish me luck. I hope I can get on a bunch of different types of fish on the east. I have been slaying on crappie and trout here in Colorado. That's cool. You should do a homemade lure challenge. Yeah, I'm not too big on those challenges. Trackers are the way to go. That's my dream boat for the waters I fish. It would be perfect. I've seen Vexus just online. I haven't seen him in person. Appreciate it, Kevin. Good to take care of my boat. Hey, Mike, dude, I tell you what, I'll put a post up probably October. If I'm going to sell it, most likely be in October. So whoever gets it first, man. What's going on, Greg? Joseph, appreciate the buck, bud. You're entered in the giveaway. Anyone just tuning in? We do have the mystery tackle box and a pack of Vile Bugs for you guys tonight. What do you think about the Guggen squad? I get that a lot. I really don't have an opinion on it. I mean, the guys are doing big things. They put in the time to put in the work. You know, good for them. I've heard some things that I don't agree with, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's not, you know, I'm not here to judge them. I really don't care what to do. Give you $100 for it. $100 for the boat. Man, what a deal. What a deal. Have you used a blade bait slot before? They seem pretty versatile and changeable. A blade bait slot. I'm not even sure what you're talking about, bud. Love my Pro Qualifier too. That's cool. Do I like Shimano? I haven't used the Shimano baitcasters yet that I picked up, but I've been using Shimano spinning reels for a long time. What's going on, Mom? Glad to see you on here too. Just got boat out of storage. Minnesota wants one last snow storm later this week. Appreciate the $5, Glenn. You're entered in the giveaway. Hey, everyone. You guys, if you want me to throw in a couple more packs of plastics along with the box and the wild bugs, I can do that too. Let me know. If you guys really start donating here, I'll go ahead and throw in some more plastics for you guys. Hey, everyone, go through a thumbs up on this video. There's a bunch of people in the chat, but not a lot of thumbs up. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Yeah, listen to Rob Parker. We got 75 people on here, 15 thumbs up. I think we can do better than that. Hey, man, finally got top water bite this season. It's already on. That's cool. Jay Reimer, if I say your name right. What's going on, brother? Enrique, I had $1 for every time someone asked you a Guggen question. Yeah, I get that a lot, man. $120 for boat. Let's get the auction started. We'll see where we go. We're at 120 on the boat. See where we end up here. Hey there, ever tried the Lunker Hunt prop fish? I've never tried the fish, but I've tried the frog. It's got, I guess it's got the 2 legs to spin, and I got a video on that. It really is an awesome topwater. Lost mine to a tree this week. I mean, you're pulling an old Watts. Went out twice last week, still 0 for 2019. Hoping to change that this week. Weather's finally warming up around here. I tell you what, I went out to the ponds again last week, only caught 2. A buddy of mine that I feel he knows the lake that he was on every bit as good as I do. And this is the lake that I normally take my boat to. And he went home with a W. And I really expected him to catch some fish, so I don't know, just from a lot of the videos I'm watching on YouTube with all the pros and all that, even fishing these really good lakes, I mean, a lot of them are hardly catching anything. So I don't know what it is this year. I mean, a lot of them are even saying in other videos, I wondered if wintertime killed all the bass just because nobody is really having any luck. I think even David Dudley, I watched his video, what did he catch? Like 1 keeper, all practice. So it's not just us. Even the pros are struggling too for whatever reason. But that 50-degree mark is just not on this year. What's going on, Drew? $140 on the boat. Man, we're moving up. What's going on, Ron? Appreciate the $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. What butt seat do you use for your tracker? I believe it's just the Bass Pro brand butt seat. I just got it from Bass Pro. What they had there on the shelf. What are you spooling up tonight? Hey, Greg. I'm not spooling anything up. But just curious if you guys seen the videos I put out last year on using braid backer. And I did make a video. I'm not sure I'll put it up or not. I made one last week, and I was casting, and you could kind of see the blue braid through the fluorocarbon. I just wanted to show you guys just how much backer I put on. And really for 10, 12, and 15-pound test, this is the gauge I use right here. This is 3/16. So I put enough braid backer on my spool, and I do have a piece of mono underneath the braid so the braid does not slip. But when I lay the 3/16 on top of that braid, when it's even with the spool, if I put it over here, maybe you guys can see it. When it's even with the spool there, not the bevel, okay, the black right there that you see. When it's even with that, I know that I have enough backer on there and I'm ready to spool my main line. And this is the gauge block I use for 10, 12, and 15. Now, obviously, the more you go up in pound test, the less line it's going to hold. 15, again, it's more than enough line. Obviously, 10 and 12-pound test, you're going to get more line on your spool. But the reason I stick with 3/16, lighter line, you're going to get a further cast. Most likely, you may break off a little more often just because, again, lighter line. So I don't mind putting a little more line on there when I'm talking smaller pound test. And when I step it up to, 17 and 20-pound test, I'll go to like to a 1/4 or 5/16 gauge block just because that diameter is much bigger and I want a little more line on there. But yeah, I started using the braid backer last year. I think Aaron Martin made a video about that. I guess braid being lighter, he felt you got a longer cast with it. Plus, it doesn't have any memory when you take your main line off. It's not going to unravel on you and all that. And you can keep it on there, for years. But again, I made a video on that, and I felt I really did get more distance on the cast. So I'm going to use braid backer for all my reels. Oh, man, 160 on the boat. We're moving now. Yeah, I've used Pop Max, one of my favorite top waters. Hey, Jay, appreciate the $5, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Tristan, appreciate the $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. How's it going, TJ? Glad you're live. Appreciate you tuning in, man. North Florida Fishing. What's up, TJ? That video was with Watts. Had me rolling. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm sure we'll get out there again this week. 180 for the boat. Oh, man, we just jumped to 1,000 if I deliver. Need to get Watts some waders. He just needed to suck it up, man, and go get his lure. And there's no way either. I would have snagged my rod with a rake. I would have went in and got my rod. Joshua, appreciate $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Not much, but all I can do this. No problem, buddy. Do appreciate it, though. And you are entered in the giveaway. What's best spin cast reel? Oh, I'm sure really anything from Zepco is pretty good for a spin cast. What's going on, Doug? Awesome giveaway for the backpack. Yeah, I did pick the winner for that earlier today. I believe it was JT. I don't remember. He did respond to me on Instagram, though. What do I think about Guggen line? I believe it was made in Japan. So actually, it could be a really good line. One thing about the Guggen, I think everyone is looking for the Guggens to put out either bad line or bad baits just so they can rip on them. And guys, they're well known. They're not going to put their name on something that's junk. Whether it be baits, gear, line, whatever it is. I'm sure it's solid. Just because you guys or somebody doesn't like those guys, I think a lot of guys want them to fail. And the way it's looking, I don't believe they're going to fail. And again, they're not going to put their name on something that's not any good. What knot do you use for the backer? Double uni. And when I'm tying, if I'm just using mono for backer, years ago I used to use 20-pound test, but I stepped down to 10-pound test just because that backer knot ended up being so big with that bigger pound test. So now if I'm just using mono for backer, I use 10-pound test. And even when I put on a piece of mono to the braid backer, I'm still using 10-pound test. But anytime I'm connecting line to line, I'm spooling, I always use a double uni. Treble hooks on jerk baits are best put on in opposite directions. 2 points up on one and 1 point up on the other. To answer the earlier question. Just got the Tattoo SVTW for my birthday and I'm stoked. Yeah, dude, that's a killer reel, man. Kyle Daddy, what's up, dude? Zach, appreciate $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. I will go $3 on the tracker. Oh, man, we took a jump, guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to want a little more than $3, though. So you guys are going to step it up on here. JT, there he is. That's the winner right there. I caught my first 2 pike today, plus a 3-pound bass. There you go, man. What's going on, Greg? I got some of their lures. They look great in the water. Yeah, Enrique, dude, I'm sure they're solid baits. Eventually, I'll pick up some Guggen baits. I just haven't got to it yet. Have you started throwing that S-Waver yet? I haven't, Greg. I definitely need to, man. Me and Phantom were supposed to fish on Friday. He had a video planned out. Pretty cool video. And I had to work, so we didn't get to it. Best line to use, Jason. I got a video on that. If you're just going to use one line, probably mono would be my choice. A lot of guys like copolymer. They all have their benefits and all that, but watch that video that I put out on that. Got scared for the post earlier that there was going to be, there wasn't going to be a live tonight. Yeah, I came through for you guys. A pound test for wacky, where'd they go? Wacky rigs. Usually anywhere from 8 to 12-pound test is what I use for all my finesse stuff. Drop shot, Nico, shaky head, all that kind of stuff. It really just depends on the weight of the lure and the cover that I'm fishing around. I always go lighter just so my finesse baits have more action, things like that. So again, this depends on the weight that you're wanting to throw and the cover you're fishing around. Man, fishing sucks. Bass Geek, dude, I'll tell you what, man. I can't even catch them at the farm ponds. I don't know what's going on, dude. Kyle, appreciate the $5, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. What's the little bobber stop you use on your spare reels to hold the line? Oh, these things here? Those are called, let me go and grab one real fast. They're rapid fishing line clips. Tell you what, something else I can do. I do have some spares here. We'll toss these in the giveaway as well. These are from Rapid Fishing. These are the line guides. What you do with these is you put your line through the clip here, kind of just like a drop shot weight, and it helps you thread the line through your guides much easier. We got one for micro guides and one for standard guides. We'll toss those in the giveaway as well. Vile bugs and the mystery tackle box. But yeah, to answer your question earlier, rapid line guides, or rapid line clips. Same people that make the hook all. Watching the Googans is like watching a bunch of teenagers. Does Chicago have bass fishing all year round? Minnesota is closed till May. I really don't know, Scott. I'm not in Chicago. I'd imagine they're much colder than I am here for a while, but I'm not sure really what their season is. Was the Bass Pro today? The Tracker 195T with the Merc Pro X150 is priced at $30K. Yeah, there's no way I could run a 150 on mine. Horsepower limits for me, I need a 50 max, which I'm not even sure that you can even get a 50 anymore. So I have to step it down to a 40, which I'm not really too pumped about. And if I'm going to go 40, I might as well go 25 the way I get on the other lakes that I like to fish in. So I really don't know. I was thinking about, I know it comes with a 24-volt system. I was going to up that to the Ultrex for sure and probably run Talons if I end up getting it, just because just from the videos I've seen, there's zero room back there where the batteries are, with 3 batteries in there and the charger and all that. That way I can get, you know, 2 anchors on the back of the boat. So that's kind of my plan. Ultrex on the front and Talons on the back. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm going to sell it. It'll be probably in October. Caught a crappie today, which appeared to be chasing bluegills away from a bedding bass. Have you ever seen that before? Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I tell you what, this time of year, you always catch, it's probably this time of year, too, you always catch a lot of crappie while you're bass fishing. And I was with my dad. We had just changed out the bunk boards. It was either on my boat or his boat. And we went fishing for a couple hours after we were done with that. And I'd caught a 2-pound crappie, which I do have a picture of that on Instagram on a spinnerbait. What kind of scent? I use all sorts of scent, from Gulp, Bang, JJ's Magic. I mean, all sorts of stuff. Mainly garlic, but I do like some anise as well. And shad scent, Gulp. I mean, you name it, I use it. What's going on, Adam? Water temp in the low 60s. Water, a little color. What do you recommend? I got skunk today. I've been getting skunk too, Joseph. I mean, low 60s, a little color in it. Just for finding fish, you know, I toss around spinnerbait and chatterbait until you can come across some fish. And slow down once you realize you're in a good area, you know. Walleye fishing started to heat up here. That's cool. Shad kill, dropping water. I'm just going to quit until summer. Dude, I tell you what, man, I'm sure you've been watching some of the pros as well. A lot of their videos, David Dudley, Scott Martin, and all that. I mean, everyone is struggling. And I know they were talking about the shad kill and everything like that too. But it's been a crappy year so far. I look back every year when I'm catching the most fish, and I caught a good amount of fish this time last year. And this year, I bet I've only caught maybe a dozen bass. So it's been pretty slow, man. Went on yesterday, didn't catch a single bass, tried everything. I had maybe next week. Yep. Yeah, man, it's going to be a challenge for sure. That, and then you got the muddy water and all that with all the rain. Hey, here in southern Maine, ice just go out. What would you use in cold, very stained water? Love the channel. Cold water, normally chatterbait, lipless crankbait, probably a flat-sided square bill starting out. You actually get a little more vibration out of the flat side, but they're not as invasive as a round just because they're much tighter. So usually when the water's pretty cold, I like to start with the flat side. What's going on, Jay? Love the live chats. I always learn something. That's cool, dude. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Bass Geek. Oh, it's Bass Geek here. Oh, yeah, Talons. I want 2 12s. Yeah, I'll probably go with probably 8-footers. I guess this depends really how high the Talons would really extend past the motor. I don't want it to look, you know, that dumb just because I'll be going with such a small motor. But I do like the fact that they got those little tilt brackets on them so you can always put them down. because now when I pull into the garage, I got to drop the pole to get her in here. So that is the plan. My favorite lake has a 20 horsepower limit, so pretty much no one has a bass boat unless it's a kicker motor. Yep. How much are they going to ask for the boat? You know, that's a good question. I really don't know. I'll have to go ahead and see what everything's going for. My first thought is 9 or 10 grand, but that could be too high. That could be too low. I really have no idea what they're even going for. I do have a lot of extras on mine. I'll have to do some research before I really put a price on it. I really have no idea. Go out first time, no fish, but great to be out on the water in West Michigan. Water temp 47. That's cool, dude. Fishing to the max. What's going on, Hank? We all check line capacity when buying a new reel, then fill halfway with backer. Can't figure out why. I'm not sure if you're joking or you're serious, Rod. This case, I'm sure you are joking. For guys that don't know, when you're using backer, all it is filler. So let's say this reel holds 120 pound test of line, or 120 yards of, let's say, 15 pound test. If you buy a new spool of fluorocarbon, 15 pound test, most likely it's like 25 bucks, and it holds, like I said, 120 yards. If you fill it all the way up, then you're left with 80 yards left on your spool. So if you were to take all the fluorocarbon that you put on off, then you'll have 80 yards left on your spool to fill it back up. Obviously, the spool will be too low. So if you use backer, most likely you can get 3 reels spooled up with that one 200-yard spool. So using backer will pretty much save you money. Instead of spooling up 1 reel, you can spool up 3. Greg, talking about swim baits, I think you need to look into the bull shed. Yeah, I did see that, Greg. I do want to pick that one up, and I do believe he even made a smaller one, or at least he did a collab with Karl's Bait and Tackle, and they have one that they're selling as well, which I want to check out. I think it's either 3 or 4 inches. It's smaller. Just got my first 5-pounder on a 6-inch bull shad, and it was awesome. Shop Karl's. Oh, it has a 4-inch. There you go. Cool. Yeah, but definitely want to check those out. A 7 small largemouth Tuesday. But today, nothing but had a mink sit and watch me fish. Oh, yeah, cheddar Pringles. The bite in central Indiana has been pretty awesome. Lots of big girls. Greg, happy to hear it, dude. That's not what's going on around here. Yeah, a buddy of mine, like I said, I was saying earlier, he went to the lake that I normally fish, and he knows it every bit as good as I do. I really expected him to put the fish in the boat on Saturday, and he came home with a W, so that doesn't give me a whole lot of hope for this week. But today it did get in the 70s, going to warm the water up a bit, but they still should have been on the weekend, so I don't know what's going on there. Lost my last 2 shock blades this week and didn't even catch a fish. Oh, that always sucks, dude. I hate tying on a new lure and breaking it off or something like that before you catch a fish on it. Those rapid fishing spooling aids are great. Yeah, fishing to the max. You won my giveaway before with some of those line guides. Yeah, they're pretty handy. Waiting to unwinterize my boat this week. Live in PA. Best lure to start fishing with. When the water's cold, chatterbait, lipless, flat-sided square bill, something like that's normally what I start with. Who won the backpack giveaway? He was on here a little bit earlier. I picked it earlier today. It was JT, I think. I forgot. I think it's JT. Anyways, he was just on here earlier. He already got back to me on Instagram, and I'm going to ship that out this week. How do you cast lighter lures on a bait caster? I always manage to backlash. Mez, it's not, a lot of guys think you just put on the lighter lure and you try and cast it. It's more to it than that. You got to match the pound test and have the right rod. So you need a rod that can load light enough lures, and you also have to have light enough line so the light lure can pull the line out. So don't try and use a heavy power rod, a 3/16 ounce jig with 20-pound test. That's a backlash waiting to happen. If you want to throw light jigs, you need a lighter rod with a light line. So you match all those, you'll be good to go. P-line, yeah, I've seen Scott Mark talking about that. Buy one, get one. Use the Bass Pro Qualifier 2. Yep, dude, that's a killer reel, man. I need to spool mine up. Now, I don't fish the Ned rig much. Listen to Luke and hit that like button. Anyone just tuning in, too, we have a couple packs of the Rapid Fishing Line Guides. We got the Vile Bugs, and we have the Mystery Tackle Box. Anyone that donates in the Super Chat is entered in that giveaway. Yeah, Ryan, I figure you're joking, dude. What is a good cheap crankbait? I tell you what, get yourself the Bomber Square A. Little square bill, dives. It's a few feet. I got a ton of videos on it. They're like $4 retail. One of the best square bills you'll ever buy. Dies, yeah, I use JJ's Magic. I use some of the Spike It markers as well. Touch the baits up every now and again. Andrew, I've been watching your channel for some time. I'm just wondering what part of. I'm in the Midwest, bud. Adam, as far as the shirts go, probably I was in there, last week? She still said 2 weeks, so I'm assuming end of this coming week, hopefully, the shirts will be done. Gonna let you guys know. I'll make a video as soon as they're available. Now, I haven't used the MR6. Been trying to send a super chat, but send isn't highlighting, so I can't send it. I was wondering what I can use mono leader for. I've been given a bunch of it, and I'm too cheap to toss it. Mono leader, I guess if you're assuming like heavier pound test, I mean, probably some bigger top waters, bigger swim baits. You know, if you're using braid, use the mono for a leader. I wouldn't use it frogging. I would say, yeah, bigger top waters and swim baits is what I would. That'd be my first guess at least. But I'm not really a big leader guy, so. What's the name of the treble hook covers you use? They are from, let me just grab a pack. Hold on a second. All right, Hank. They are Al's Goldfish Lure Company, and they're hook bonnets. And you can now get them in the, I believe this is a 100 pack. Yeah, I get them in the medium. Now, this says it'll handle, I think it's a size 4. No, take that back. I think it says it'll handle a 2 round bend, but if you put on a 2 EWG, like the Mustache Short Shanks, they won't fit it. So for those, you have to use the red ones. But for all like your size 4s and all that, even the 4 EWGs, these will work just fine. But again, these are from Al's Goldfish Lure Company hook bonnets. You get them at Bass Pro, or you can go directly through them. What's the best flipping rod for under 150 bucks? I tell you what, I made a video the other day using the, it's the TCS series. It's an actual flipping rod that actually has the flipping guide on it. So when you're actually flipping, you grab the line above the reel. There's a guide like, I don't know, what is it, 8 or 10 inches above the reel, so you don't get the line all tangled up in the reel. That really is a nice rod. It's a 7.6, I believe. Hello from Minnesota. Hey, Jim, how are you and the family? Which model of crankbait rod of the Okuma is your favorite? What's going on, Victor? We're all doing good here, bud. As far as crankbait rod, Okuma is your favorite. Okay, the TCS, I love it. I talked about that one a few years back. To this day, I still love it. The reason I lean more towards the EVX rod now, the cranking rod, is because it loads lighter. The TCS loads at a 3/8. The EVX loads at a 1/4. So I can just toss more cranks on the EVX rod just because it loads a lighter crank. So it's the EVX, the medium heavy is what I use the most. I step down to a medium if I even have a lighter crank than a 1/4. But the medium heavy is what I use pretty much day in, day out. Northern Bass, what's up, dude? I got that Pro Qualifier 2 dialed in casting after your help last week. Really appreciate it. Love that reel. No problem, Greg. Dude, it really is a solid reel, man. I mean, I used it for frogging, pitching and flipping, everything with 50-pound braid. I mean, it really is a solid reel. How many times is an outing would you say you change baits? I mean, usually I'll go out if I'm on my boat. If I got, 8 or 10 rods with me, I usually have different things rigged up. I mean, I normally probably don't even switch from those throughout the day. Maybe color, but as far as the bait that I have rigged up, I know the lakes that I fish. I mean, I'd say I know them pretty well. And if what I have tied on doesn't catch them, something else I tie on still not going to catch them just because, I mean, I know how these lakes fish. and they're not the best lakes. Again, if my go-to baits don't work, you know, I'm not catching. I'm coming home with the W, pretty much. No problem, Hank. No problem, Patrick. Basky, you're the man. Like it up, guys, and make sure you hit that sub button for this man. And guys, go check out Bass Geek as well. All right, dude. Yeah, give me a call later. H2O Express brand. No clue, buddy. I haven't used them. Ronnie, what's up, brother? St. Louis Blues fan. Any muddy water fishing tips? Man, fishing muddy water, it's tough. They're always going to relate to something, no matter if it's a stump, rock, dock piling, something. Just because they can't see, they're going to nose up to something so they feel safe. Muddier water, they're going to be even shallower. So even when you think you're fishing shallow, go shallower. But vibration, noise, I mean, I always throw baits with rattles. Even my soft plastics, I'll add rattles. I'm big on scent. Again, stay shallow and fish targets. And like I said, lots of vibration, rattles. I do better with a one knocker type rattle versus all the BBs, but it's something you got to experiment with. Doug, appreciate the $5, brother. You're interested in the giveaway. What is your preferred soft plastic bait for scrounger, jig, head, and when to use softer or harder bill? Okay, Doug, that's something I'm still experimenting with. I did play around with those a lot last year, and they're pretty touchy. That's something just like a chatterbait. Depending on the size bait that you want to throw, you got to match the head weight. So you can't put a little 3/16 ounce scrounger with a 5-inch fluke. You'll get zero vibration. It's going to do nothing but roll on you. Probably what I've had the best luck with is the little tiny flukes. I'm using like a 1/4, 3/8 ounce scrounger head. But if your bait itself has a lot of action and you want to tone it down, then you can go to the softer bill. But if you want more action, you put on the stiffer bill just because more resistance is going to give you more vibration. So you can just adjust the action with the bill as far as, like I said, if you want more, you put on the stiffer. If you want less, you put on the softer bill. Have you fished the Dobbins 736 glass? I haven't fished any of the glass rods. I held a few of the glass rods before I bought my graphite ones, and I didn't care for the weight of the glass, so I haven't used any of them. Hydrowave, I don't really fish the lakes that would have like schooling bass. Nothing really deep with the muddy lakes that I fish, so I really don't have any thoughts on hydrowave. I would imagine it probably could work. I mean, all the guys have them. Again, I don't fish the right lakes to even be able to use one. So what's going on, Nick? Appreciate the $3, buddy. You're interested in the giveaway? All the people like or watching, that's right. Hit that like button. We got 80 likes on here. See if we get it to 100. We get it to 100 likes, I'll throw in another pack of soft plastics for the giveaway. Right now we got Bile Bug, 2 packs of Rapid Fishing Line Guides, Mystery Tackle Box. 100 likes, I'll throw in one more pack of soft plastics. Oh man, Wada Fishing's back. I'm out of here. See you guys. I just bought some Invisex 8-pound and a new rod and reel for the summer. First year I'll be trying fluoro. It's easy line to maintain because reading online sometimes seems like can be trouble. Line conditioner, let me go ahead and grab it. When you're throwing fluorocarbon, or even mono for that case, this is your best friend right here. It's not a gimmick. I mean, I got like right now, I got 3 or 4 bottles of this stuff with me. I keep one in my bag, one in my boat. Always have spares because I don't throw fluorocarbon without conditioning my line. Like I said, it will make your line limp. It takes out the memory. It takes out the hassle with all the backlashes and all that. Of course, you need to have your reel set up right. But as far as line issues, if you condition your line, you won't have that many issues at all. So this is definitely a big must for me. KVD line and lure. The reel's not as good as well. But like I said, don't be that intimidated with fluorocarbon. Make sure your reel set up correctly and condition your line, and you'll be all right. If you ever find yourself in the Indianapolis area, hit me up. Let's go fishing. Sounds good, man. If I ever get out of Illinois, I will let you guys know. You missed out on some good barbecue. Dude, I had some lot of wada today. I had that for lunch, and I'm still stuffed, so I won't even be eating dinner tonight. I got to watch my figure, man. And listen to Hank. Go get some waders. What would be a good fishing pole for the first-time fisherman? Well, Ronnie, it really depends what you want to do. But for me, the rod I use the most, medium heavy, 7-foot, fast action rod. That rod, like I said, it'll do many different things, from spinner baits, from moving type baits to working baits on the bottom like a Texas rig or a jig. It's a good all-around rod. I have not used fake chrome. Rod and Roll, I appreciate 10 bucks, buddy. You are entered in the giveaway. Do appreciate that, bud. Tough bite here. Water temp is still in the 30s in Ohio. Go home, man. I'm not the best cold water fisherman. I guess, too, my lakes are so muddy. I know how the bite's going to be. I don't even bother going out there till really mid-40s, 50, and even now, we're probably pushing 60, and the bite is still terrible. So, again, I'm not really sure what's going on this year, but it's definitely not fishing like it did last year. I mean, things are bad. For like swim baits, what I'll do is put on I guess they call it like a double rattle band. It's got piece of rubber with a hole in it, and it's got 2 little bands. I'm actually out. I've been trying to order these. They're sold out on Tackle Warehouse. FishingSkirts.com is sold out. I'm all out. I've been making up my swim jig box the other day. I was going to load them up in there. Again, they're all out. But I use them on my swim jigs too. But again, I'll just slide that on the front of my line, and before I time the hook on, or I'll go ahead and rig my swim bait, and before I bury the hook back into the bait, I'll go ahead and slide one of those bands on. Again, that has 2 rattles on the sides. I forget the name of it. Maybe it's called like a double rattle band or something like that. But again, there's a lot of different things you can use those for. The video, I'll tell you what they're like. The video I made on rigging a swim bait, I made it years ago. If you guys remember that, on the front of the swim bait, I had a deal that had 2 blades on it. It's pretty much that deal, but instead of blades, it's rattles. Hey, what's going on, Bill? Appreciate you tuning in, buddy. Sweet, I'll definitely grab some line conditioner. Yeah, dude, you can't beat it, man. I think you can get it at Bass Pro, Tackle Warehouse. I mean, Cabela's, pretty much anyone carries it. I have not tried Star rods. Ronnie, old Wadded Fishing's talking to you. What's going on, Kendall? How's that boat been, man? I too been nervous about using fluorocarbon line. Hope to one day use it, but enjoy mono too much. Yeah, dude, mono's a great starter line. Again, I used it for the longest time. I still use it. I mean, you can't go wrong with mono. There are benefits to using another line, but if you're just out there fun fishing, having a good time, I mean, there's no reason to switch to anything else. If mono's working for you, keep on using it. But again, with fluorocarbon too, I mean, certain brands are going to have more memory than others. So kind of what I say about a bait caster, don't go too cheap because you don't want to get headaches. It's no different with line. If you go too cheap on a fluorocarbon line, you could have more headaches than what it's worth and really turn you off of the line. I do fish jerkbaits, not that often with the water clarity that I fish. Went fishing for trout yesterday. Lord, I arrived at 6 a.m. and people were there shoulder to shoulder. Plus, I didn't get any trout. Oh, that sucks, dude. Good shallow water bait for bass. Square bill. Spinnerbait. What's the best temperature for a jerkbait? Normally, I start throwing them late fall, early spring. So I would say, I mean, I know guys that really throw them all year long. So I guess it really depends how your lakes fish. But probably just starting out, mid 40s to, mid 50s is when I would throw them now. And then in the fall, probably when fish are a little more active and all that, before it gets too cold, probably 70s down to 50s or so. Usually when it hits 50 and falling, usually I'm done. It's because the bite is just that tough. But again, that's just what works for me. I know guys that fish jerkbaits all summer and do great. So it just comes down to knowing your lakes, knowing what works. And jerkbaits don't work all that great on the lakes that I fish. Joshua, I don't really throw the A-rig much, but that is something I need to get into, though. You need yourself a Lew's BB1 Pro. Your life will be changed. Well, I'll tell you what, Jameson, I got 2 of them, man. When is my life going to change? I got 2 of them in a box right behind this wall here. I will be spooling up this year for swim baits. Victor, says, Jim, you definitely need to fish some big swim baits this year for videos for us. Well, me and Phantom, I think we'll do a couple things with the yes waivers. We'll see how that goes. As long as I catch some fish on them, I will be buying some bigger swim baits and do some videos. Maybe I'll even do a video like, I'll keep buying. I thought about doing this, keep buying a bigger one and then a bigger one. Every time I catch a fish on one, let's say it's a 6-inch. If I catch fish, I'll go to 7-inch. If I catch fish, I'll go to an 8-inch. To see how big we can go to where I don't catch any fish anymore. So that's kind of my thought to do this year as well. Talking about waders, I'm in the market to buy subs. Got any recommendations from you or Hank? Buy subs. Subs. What am I missing? Buy subs. Am I missing something? I'm in the market to buy subs. Sub sandwiches? What am I missing here? Greg, I'm not sure what's a sub. How often do you apply a line conditioner? It says on the bottom, the first time you use it, you should let it dry on your line. So if I know I'm going to go fishing tomorrow, I'll spray them tonight. That way I know the line or the conditioner is dry on the line before I make my first cast tomorrow. But normally what I do is, that's for the first application. They recommend it for it to dry. But really it doesn't take that long to dry at all. So normally what I do is, let's say I'm packing my rods up in the morning to go fishing, I'll spray them that morning, and by the time I get to the lake, they're good to go. But it says, you know, guys say you can spray it as you're casting, but I mean, to me, you're just throwing it right off. It works best when it dries on your line. So usually, every time I load my truck or my boat up to go fishing, I spray my reels, and they're good to go by the time I get to the lake. And really, a bottle will dang near last me all year. So, I mean, it goes a long way. You only need a few squirts, just cover the spool. You know, I'll squirt it, rotate the spool a little bit, squirt it, then I squirt it again. Usually 2 or 3 squirts is all you need. BB1 Pro casts like a dream. I'll find out, man. Opie, appreciate $2, buddy. You're interested in the giveaway. Anyone just tuning in here? 2 packs of the Rapid Line Guides, Vile Bugs, and the Mystery Tackle Box for the Super Chat giveaway. Anyone that donates is interested in that giveaway. Opie, man, I've been trying to get a code for you guys from Picasso, and for whatever reason, they're not letting me have one, man. I don't know what the deal is there. Maybe there's not a big markup on them. I really don't know. But what I just tell guys is to go to Tackle Warehouse during the sale and order them then. That's what I did before I got with Picasso. I just would wait till they went on sale. Or not on sale, but like Tackle Warehouse had their like 20% off sale during Thanksgiving and all that. That's the best time to really order, you know, Picasso. I really don't see them having sales too often. And for whatever reason, again, I just can't get a code for you guys. What's a good bait for a mossy bottom pond? If it's real mossy, that real moss, it's kind of stringy, gets all over your hooks, that's a pain. So definitely stay off the bottom. You know, spinner bait, something like that. Just keep it up off the bottom. Even a sea rig and all that, if you throw that, even the weight and all that, just gets all clogged up with that crap. You know, bottom like that, I just stay off of. The Alpha Angler rods. I haven't used them, but I know, I think that's what Brandon Polnick uses. Zach, what's your cadence for swim jigs? Zach, if I'm around grass, I'll do the typical shaking the rod, and I always have rattles on my swim jigs. That was a deal. It was years ago. To get bit, I mean, this is really when our lakes had grass in them. It was more of a shoreline grass, and I had my swim jig, double rattles, and I would have the skirt dripping with scent. Okay, I'd be throwing it out, be catching fish after fish. When the bite would die off, I'd look at my swim jig. Either a rattle was missing or the scent wasn't as strong. So for me, rattles and scent are big deals in the lakes that I fish. So I always have rattles, and I soak my skirts with scent. But besides just shaking the rod, I fish a swim jig pretty much like I would a spinnerbait or even a chatterbait. I fish them in the same areas. It just really depends on the fish and the conditions, things like that. Let's say I'm trying to cover water, but I feel the flash of the spinnerbait blades is hurting me. Well, I'll put on the swim jig, because basically it looks the same without the blades. So again, I just toss the swim jigs, same places that I'll toss the spinnerbait. It just depends on the conditions, if I want the flash or not, and things like that. But if I'm around grass and things like that, I'll keep the bait up. Again, shake the rod a lot, get the skirt and the trailer pulsating and all that, getting those rattles going. But or I'll just steady reel it just like I would a spinnerbait and things like that. So typically too, for when I'm around grass with a swim jig, I like lighter weights. Sometimes I only go to a quarter, just because if you're trying to do that through grass and all that, if you use a ½ ounce, it just digs in the grass. It doesn't help you out. So sometimes when you're around the grass, lighter is much better. My swim jig box, which actually I just organized that the other day, majority, or probably 80% of my swim jigs are 1/4 and 3/8. I have very few half. Again, just because I don't use half too often unless I'm just trying to cover water, not really working through grass, working pretty much like a spinnerbait. Again, throw them out, reel them in, something like that. Windy days, I'll use a ½ ounce. But the most part, 1/4 and 3/8 is what I use. I caught 5, 6 largemouth on blue fox spinners today in probably 5 feet of water. Took me by surprise. Never thought of it as a good pre-spawn bass lure. Dude, those little spinners, man, they catch everything. That's a good little bait. What made you decide you want to do YouTube channel, and mainly a fishing YouTube channel? One of the first guys I started watching, which it sucks that he's not even making videos anymore, and we haven't really kept in touch the last couple years. But I became really good friends with Sonny, Team Rippin' Lips. He had a fishing channel, kind of watching him and talking with him. I was like, you know what, I can do this. So I was already into fishing. Again, I came across his channel. We became friends, and we exchanged numbers. We talked on the phone. I mean, we were up all night chatting and stuff about fishing. Really, him is kind of what helped me get into the YouTube deal. But it's kind of sucks that he don't make videos anymore. He made some cool videos back in the day. And like I said, we had a lot of fun together, doing the videos and making videos for each other and things like that. But that's kind of why I decided to get into it, just because of him, really. Your life will change as soon as you use it. Oh, we'll find out, dude. Wadded fishing. I hope you have your waders if you get that swim bait snagged. Dude, I'm just going to man up. I'm going to go in there and get it, dude. I ain't going to be like you, taking all day. No, I probably won't, dude. I'll probably send you in after it. I'm sure this gets asked a lot, but what's your favorite technique for bass fishing? I'm a cranker unless they're eating top water. Then the tables turn. Top water's fun, but if I only have one way to catch them, square bill. Man, I love throwing a square bill. Yep, that'd be it. Oh, not sandwiches. Need to buy some waders. Dang, talk to text. Yeah, I don't know, Greg. I've never even used waders. I couldn't tell you a good one to get. I'm sure Sims would probably be one of the more expensive, but probably better sets of waders. I hear a lot of guys talk about Sims as far as waders go and rain suits and things like that. But I've never bought any. I've never wore any. I really couldn't tell you anything about them, dude. What is your dream boat, and do you target any toothy critters? I don't target any toothy critters. They're not in the lakes that I'm fishing. And my dream boat, I never really thought about it because I don't fish big lakes. And so I never really thought about getting one of the bigger boats. Probably a nitro. I mean, I've always liked the nitros. When I bought my tracker, I was always looking at the nitros. Right now, the boat that I want the most is the tournament edition tracker, which again, I was talking about earlier. Most likely I'll end up selling my boat at the end of this year to get that boat. I mean, it's set up perfect. I love the rod storage on it, center storage, step. It's got it all. So as of right now, the new tracker is what I'm really looking at. Have you tried any of the Berkley Maxent? I have, Victor. I don't have a whole lot of time with them, but I'll probably do some videos on them this season. I have quite a few different styles of the Maxent. I think the one I've used the most is the worm, the ribbon tail worm. I think it's maybe the 8-inch. I'm not sure if it's 10-inch. Could have an 8-inch. So far, I like them. They seem pretty durable. A lot of guys thinking they were going to dry up like gulp, and they don't have that issue. You can leave them out of the bags and box them or whatever you want to do with them. But I think they're going to be solid for sure. But again, I don't have a whole lot of time with them. How do you fish your lipless? Either yo-yo them off the bottom or just a straight retrieve. I don't really get too serious. I don't really fish a lipless a ton, but usually early spring, late fall, I'll fish them. I don't really fish them too much during the summer and all that, late spring, early fall. I mean, I don't fish them all at all really during the summer. I fish them early spring. I don't really fish them late spring. And again, fall, I'll fish them later fall, not really early fall. But yeah, mainly straight retriever, just hop them off the bottom. You know, a lot of guys rip them out of grass. Lakes I'm fishing don't have a whole lot of grass in them. Probably what I do the most. Again, just covering water. Just straight retrieve. Heavy arms. Appreciate $2, buddy. You're interested in the giveaway? Have you tried to strike King Thunder Cricket, man? I have not. I see a lot of guys catch fish on them, but I'm sure I'll be picking some up here soon. Old Ohio Angler. Come on, folks. Only 3 thumbs up to reach 100. My wife used her iPad to give this another like. Yeah, 3 more likes. I'll throw another pack of baits for you guys for the giveaway. We're at 97. Okay, Josh says Sims or I'm not sure how to pronounce the other one for waders. Oh, we're at 101. Looks like I'm giving you guys another pack of baits. What do you guys want? Some plasma tails or some exo sticks? What do you guys want? I'll toss one in for the giveaway. Should I get a Ducket Silverado? What do you think? I've never used a Ducket rod, so I can't tell you. Jim, seriously, why wait if the boat you want is available now? Just because I don't want to swap the boat out now when the season's just starting. I want to sell my boat first. Not sure how long that would take. And then getting the boat that I want. If I have to order it, how long is it going to take to get it rigged? You know, fishing's upon us now. So I'll probably, if I end up doing this, I'll probably sell my boat. Usually the bite's pretty much done here. November's pretty iffy. Even then I go with somebody. So if I wanted to unload it before the weather got pretty bad here, I'd probably sell it in October. And then order the new boat. Do you enjoy eating fish? It must be nice not dealing with pike, muskie. Yeah, dude, I love eating crappie, man. Crappie are like candy. Have you ever hung out with an Elite Series fisherman? I have not. When you first started fishing, were you targeting species or just whatever would bite? When I was first targeted bass, I was using bass lure, so yeah, I was targeting bass fishing. Other than that, you know, I was mostly fishing with my dad, and we were throwing, you know, hot dogs or worms, live bait, looking for, you know, catfish, crappie, bluegill, pretty much like you said, whatever would bite. So, all right, exo sticks, plasma tail, Kitech, exo sticks. All right, we got 3 for exo sticks. All right, we'll throw in 1 more pack of exo sticks. So it'll be the line guides, vial bugs, mystery tackle box, and I'll throw in a pack of exo sticks. Which tracker would you get? I'm looking at the 195. If they made it in a 175, I'd probably get that. I want the step though, so I'm not sure if that's on the 175. I don't even remember. But I can only put a 50 max on it, which I'm not sure if they even make a 50 anymore. So I'd probably have to get a 40. So most likely I'd have to get the 175. I started fishing bigger lakes. See, that's the deal. If I want to fish bigger lakes, I could, of course. But then the lakes that's closest to me, I couldn't get on because it's a 50 max. So just because of that one lake is the reason I need a smaller motor. I still think they make a Tackle Junkie edition tracker that would be a badass. I tell you what, Ismail, check out the Tournament Edition tracker, dude. It comes with a 24-volt system. I mean, new decals and all that all rigged out. I love the rod boxes on there, center storage. I mean, it really is a killer setup. I've been keeping an eye on them every time they change them up. And this one finally caught my eye. I mean, it's rigged how I'd want to rig it. I'm going to add a couple talons to it, most likely, just because there's no room for power pole pumps. But most likely, I'm hoping that's my boat next year. What's going on, Austin? What's your favorite recipe for crappie? No clue. Whatever the wife whips up. She makes pretty good fish. What happened to the XT? I really don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of talk about that. I'm assuming they just discontinued it for whatever reason. But Yeah, they just got the Pro now. Best bank fishing backpack. That one that I've been talking about, that PC Fun one. Actually, it's right behind me there. That one's pretty nice there. The ones that I've been using from Okuma, really nice. I know a lot of guys use the Tackle Warehouse ones. Those are really nice. So I mean, there's a ton of different backpacks out there. 2,500 for the boat sold to Joshua Willis. I don't think so, bud. I don't think so. Do not take no fishing tips from Mike Watts. That's the best thing you've ever said, dude. Bust out your swim bait box. I don't even have a swim bait box. So the only big swim baits I have are the S-Wavers. How many of you guys picked up the $50 Pro Qualifier from Bass Pro? I have 2 of them spooled up. I'm hoping to get out there this week. I picked up 2. Yeah, Mike, I know when I made that video, a lot of guys have picked them up. You all spooled up, Mike, all your reels? I'm going to spool some up tomorrow. I haven't tried that Plano backpack, no. Best crankbait and frog, I mean, whatever the one the bass are biting. I mean, it all depends how you fish and how deep you're fishing and things like that. For me, the best crankbait is going to be a square bill because that's how I fish. Either Bomber Square A or KVD 1.5 are really probably the 2 better ones for the price. Best frog, I mean, I got a bunch of different frogs that I use. Again, probably the one that I use the most, the one that's the most accessible. You get more places, good color selection and all that, would probably be the Spro Bronzeye 65. I picked up 1 based on Jim's recommendation. Why did I bought 4, 2 for me and 2 for a buddy. I seen guys put a 40 horsepower sticker on a 60 motor. That might be kind of noticeable. I've seen guys do that too, and I wouldn't mind doing that, but most likely I'd be the one to get caught, so I don't know. I've half of them spooled out. My bass catching machine is almost ready. Well, Mike, your problem is not the machine, it's the actual fisherman, you know. The machine's fine. It's the person pulling in the fish is the issue. Austin, I don't run a bigger motor because the lakes that I fish the most, really the one I fish the most is 18 minutes from me. And because of that lake, I stick to a smaller motor because it's a 50 horsepower max. So because of that lake, I run the smaller motor. If I didn't fish that lake, the other lake that I fish the most, I think they only have a speed limit. I don't think they have a horsepower limit there. And then, of course, I like to fish Coffeen a lot, but I'm not going to go up to 25. But if I do end up getting a new tracker, most likely I'll put on there an Ultrex and 24-volt system, maybe 80 pounds, something like that, and I'll be able to troll around on Coffeen. Just not joining what's been talked about. Adam, we've been covering everything, man. You missed it, dude. You're going to have to rewatch it all. You're talking about, you know, braid backer and fishing and just how awesome fishing's been. No, it's been terrible, dude. But, guys, we are caught up. So Adam, you got in at a bad time, buddy. Can you do another vid on wildest fishing going in the water? I tell you what, I'd be happy to push him in the lake. What do you think, Mike? Let's go out this week and I'll push you in the water. KVD 1.5 is silent. I have heard Tackle Warehouse sells a rattling model. Is that true? Rod, no, it's not. KVD 1.5 is silent. The only one, or the only place you can get a rattling is Bass Pro. It's a Bass Pro exclusive. I probably have, I don't know, 50 of the 1.5s, and they're all rattling because I get them through Bass Pro. It's the only place you can get a rattling 1.5. I think all the packaging for the silent are yellow. And you know what? I think I got a box. Here, this is just a box of cranks that I think the ones they're yellow that are silent, the rattling version, which it says right there, KVD rattling, if you can see that. Bass Pro exclusive, and they're in a black packaging. Mercury still makes a 50. If they still make a 50, then I would just get a 50 again. Because I thought you could only get a 60. And I didn't want to go down to a 40. So, yeah, I'll go with the 50 if they got them. At least the weather's getting better. Yeah, I think it was like 70 degrees today. Watched the wife's car. Should have went fishing. I'm going with you, dude. I tell you what, man. When you least expect it, I'm coming behind you. I'm pushing you in. And I'm going to be recording. No problem, Rod. What's your favorite 13 fishing setup? I have the Z. I have that one to try out this year. So I'll let you guys know how that one is. But the ones that I've used the A and the C. The C was awesome. I mean, the A was good too. But I'd probably go with the C. And I liked it being that white color too. I had it tricked out with blue. It looked awesome. What's your favorite spook? Walk the dog type bait. That's a tough one. Probably just you know, I can't think of the name of it now. I'm going to say it's going to be the Mega Bass one, and I can't even think of the name of it. There's a Pop Max, and then there's the, no, is it the Dog X? It could be the Dog X. I'm going to say that one. But even the old original, like head and spooks, I mean, I got plenty of those. Those things are still awesome, too. Tell you what, we could be losing signal real soon here, because I just heard thunder upstairs. Hey, Tom, appreciate the buck, buddy. You're interested in the giveaway. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off here probably 10 minutes or so. So if you guys do want to get into the giveaway, go ahead and donate. And get something I've been wanting to say this too the last few times we've done these. Don't think that I'm asking for donations. I do appreciate it. But you guys started donating on your own probably a couple months back. So to give back to you guys is why I do the giveaways. So again, you guys donating, you have a chance to win something for your donation. That's why we're doing this. But again, don't feel like you have to, though. Whole box full of them. I knew I should have said pull off the crankbait box. If you don't have a few baits, you have a store. Yeah. Hopefully the wife don't come down here and go through all my stuff. No, she don't care. She's the one that gets all the boxes when I'm at work. I'm thinking of getting an ultralight spinning setup. What would you recommend? Ultralight. My lightest bass rod is a medium power. Man, that's some big thunder up there. I'm sure you guys can't hear that, but my lightest bass rod is a medium power. What I look at is what it loads at, and that medium loads at a 16th. So I can throw pretty light lures on that rod. Again, pair it up with some lighter pound test. And you can do, you know, a lot of different, you know, finesse techniques with it. So for me, my go-to spinning rod would be a medium power. I think you can only get a 60 or downgrade to a 40 on the 175. I know the 170 had a 50 horsepower option, but didn't see that for the 175. Not cool, Matt. That ain't cool, dude. I really don't want to get that 40, but to get that tournament edition boat, I may end up with the 40. Phantom and myself have went in the water. It's your turn. I ain't going in there, like, dude. There's too many snakes in there. What happened to your Dobbins rods? I got a dozen of them right behind you guys on the camera there. Storms are heading our way. Yeah, dude, I can hear it, man. That thunder is rolling upstairs right now. They didn't fix the console where the rod tips would clear it. Yeah, I did see that, but the rod lockers has me sold, man. I really like that setup. The only thing I'm concerned about, this is the first year that they're doing it. If I buy it now, what if next year they change one little thing? I'm like, oh man, I should have waited. That's the only thing that I'm kind of like leery about, since it is the first year. Normally, if they're going to fix something, they usually fix it, you know, the second year that it comes out. So if guys complain about it the entire year, that's the only thing I'm a little hesitant to pick it up this year because of that. Because who knows? Maybe they'll switch that next year. I don't know. But I do like the setup, though. PC Fun bag versus Tackle Warehouse bag. I don't own the Tackle Warehouse bag, and I don't really remember all the options with it. I mean, they're both good bags. I mean, I'm trying to think. The PC Fun, you can hold the 3600 down the bottom. but the flap in the middle folds down so you can actually fit your 3,700 boxes in there. I don't really remember how the Tackle Warehouse one is set up, but I mean, either one is going to hold plenty of tackle. You guys heard it? Yeah, it's rumbling up there now. Is it worth throwing that shad or squirrel in shad color if you don't know shad is in a small pond? Yeah, dude, they'll hit it. I mean, it still looks like a bait fish. I mean, pretty much the main colors for me is going to be, and I don't really even look at what's in the pond or what's in the lake. I look at for what's visible to the fish. Gizzard shad, I mean, this one here, as it's rocking back and forth, that white pops. So I like this one here. If it's really dirty, I'll go to a chartreuse, and then I go to a red craw. I mean, for me, those three get her done, If you're in clear water, you may want something more translucent, maybe a bluegill pattern, something like that. But those, for me, with the watercolor that I fish, man, they're killer. What Okuma rod should a beginner get? I'd go with EVX, medium heavy, fast action. And I got a video on that. Dog is losing his mind. Yeah. I haven't heard mine barking yet. Heading to the lake of the Ozarks and Thursday for trip. Going to be hit by a big cold front. How would that change your tactics? I haven't fished like the Ozarks, but a cold front's coming in. I guess it would depend just where the fish are at. If like the spawn is already going on, like if they are spawning right now, I don't think it would affect it too much. But if they're like thinking about moving up, cold front comes in, they're going to pull out. So it just really depends what stage the lake is in. But kind of how I am. If I wake up one morning and say, I'm going to go throw a spinnerbait today, I'm going to go throw this or whatever, I stick to my game plan. I just try and force feed them with what I want to throw. But that's probably not how you should do it, because that's why a lot of times I come home with a W. But and for you new guys, that doesn't mean win. That means wadded. That means I got skunked. But I fish how I want to fish. So what reel, Austin? Any 6-speed reel, whatever you can afford. For me, a 6-speed is the most versatile. I like the power of it. I can do more things with it. I can slow it up. I can speed it down. A lot of guys go for the 7-speed reels. Again, I prefer the power, but get what you want. And it really just depends what you're fishing in. If you're in a lot of grass and things like that, again, that's why I really like the 6-speed. I don't care for the 7-speed at all if you're trying to pull a fish through grass. But 6-speed reel, again, for a beginner, I'd go with mono, probably like 12-pound test mono. I'm a new fisherman that fishes from the bank. Can you suggest a beginner bait and retrieve technique for bass fishing? When you're just starting out, you want to feel like you're doing something. I really wouldn't suggest just dragging a worm and things like that. Spinnerbait, throw it out, reel it in, and eventually you start catching fish on it, and you can change up your retrieve, pop on the rod and all that. I do have a great video on how to fish a spinnerbait. Definitely check that out. But at least it's something you can throw out, reel in, get a feel for the bait, get used to the equipment. And once you learn how to fish that, then you can go on to something else, whether it be working a jig on the bottom, a worm, something like that. But I would say spinnerbait is a great starter bait. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many fish I've caught on a spinnerbait. It's definitely a big confidence bait for me. Even old Mike Watts, every now and again, can catch him on a spinnerbait. Colton, appreciate the buck, buddy. You're interested in the giveaway? Best lure and fish are on beds, won't hit anything. Well, Austin, I have zero experience bed fishing because I fish muddy water. And when I say muddy water, I mean, majority of the time, there's no visibility. I mean, zero. You can't see anything. So how I bed fish, pretty much how I fish all year. I'll go down the banks, crankbait, spinnerbait. If I catch a fish, if I'll check out the tail, check out how they look. If I feel it's a bedding bass, most likely there's more on that stretch. Then I'll slow down with a soft plastic or a jig, and I'll pitch that entire bank just because I can't see in the water, so I have to work it slow so I can find some more bedding fish. But, again, I don't really have any experience actually looking at a bed, seeing the bass, and trying to fish for them. So, again, it's all reaction baits until I find one, and then I slow down again with a soft plastic or a jig. that Arashi Red Crawl lure they showed on the Bassmaster. Classic coverage is sold out everywhere. That's usually how it works, man. Whatever bait is hot, it's sold out for a long time. I guess it was what, when Randy Howell was using, what was it, the Howler? Or was it the DT6 Demon? That Demon was gone for I don't know how long. But that's all it takes. Thanks for the live stream, Jim. A lot of fun. No problem, Victor. Appreciate you tuning, buddy. What rod sleeve cover would you prefer? See here, Doug, I use some from Cal Coast, which have the really tight weave to them, and I use the rod gloves. Again, they have a nice tight weave to them too. You don't want nothing that's too loose, then your eyes pop out. Before those, I used the rod slicks, which those had an even tighter weave. They fit the rod nice and tight, but those were like, for whatever reason, those were like $11 a piece. So I got away from those. Again, went to the rod gloves. Now I'm using some of the Cal Coast ones. I mean, really, it's what you need to look for. Just one that's got a nice tight weave to it. Obviously, if you're ordering one, you can't see them and feel them and all that. But can't go wrong with the rod glove ones. You can order the Cal Coast fishing ones. They got a nice tight weave to them. They work well. I know a couple buddies of mine use some of the Bass Pro ones, and the guides pop out on those. It's not really a tight weave, so I wouldn't recommend those. But again, the ones that I told you, they work pretty good. Joshua, peace out, brother. I'm going to be getting off here in a minute or two. Lane, appreciate the $5, buddy. You are entered in the giveaway. What rod and reel are you planning on using for your S waivers? Probably like a 6-speed Okuma SX, I think I'm going to start with. 20-pound mono, and then the Frog swim bait rod, the TCS Frog swim bait rod. It's got a stiff enough tip to be able to throw that bait. I believe it maxes out at 2 ounces. Best fishing pliers. I really like the Cuda stuff. So hard to beat that stuff. Field and Stream had red Arashi lipless. They are same as Dick's. 6 Sense has neoprene ones, and people really like those. The hooks don't catch in them. Well, they probably could catch in them because I had some of those or that style before, and hooks could catch in them. One thing I don't like about those, they're heavy, and you wouldn't think they are, but you put the rod on them, or the rod in them, I should say. And two, they catch the wind too. So if you have to strap down to your boat, driving or whatever, they catch the wind because they're solid. So I would definitely keep that in mind. But that's one of the reasons I don't go with neoprene. I mean, it's the best coverage for the rod, but again, it adds a lot of weight to it. You wouldn't think it does. It adds a lot of weight to it, and again, they catch the wind. So if it's something you're going to keep in your rod box and never really strap them down with it, wouldn't be a big deal. But if you're going to strap them down on the deck of your boat or something like that and drive around with them, if whether you're towing or not, I mean, the wind does catch those. So, Lane, no, I'm not a big swim bait guy. This will probably be the first year where I'm going to start to get into some swim baits. I mean, I fish a lot of the soft plastic ones, like the 4.8 Kitex and things like that, but nothing like no like hard type swim baits. But I did pick up 3 of the 168 S waivers, which I'm going to play around with this year, and we'll just go from there. What I was talking about earlier, I might do a challenge to where, I try a 6-inch bait, then I try a 7-inch bait, then I try an 8-inch bait. We'll just see how big I can go and get bit. So I may do that challenge during the summer and all that, and see how it goes. Mez here. I'll catch you next Sunday. Great live stream as always. I got to get up early for work. No problem, dude. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Didn't think of that. I run the rod glove. I just know people who have the 6-inch ones. Yeah, I mean, some people are just probably looking at the coverage, which is great coverage, but yeah, you do need to look at the cons too. And like I said, the wind does catch those. Heard the thunder? Yep. Yes, sir. This is exactly what I'm getting into. The S waiver looks really fun. I want to try the Jackall Gantriel. Yeah, that would be another one on my list too. And they're great starter baits as far as you don't have to put too much money into them to get into the swim bait game. I don't want to be like old Watts and buying an expensive swim bait and hooking it on a log, they can't get it. So I think the S waivers are fairly cheap to where if you do lose one or whatever, or maybe you don't even like swim bait fishing, you're not in too deep, where some of these swim baits are, $100, where I think the S waiver is like, what, 16? So not too bad. It was a Storm Arashi vibe in the red crow color. Yeah, I got one of those. Yep, that's cool little lipless. Well, guys, we're an hour and 20 minutes in. and we are caught up in comments. So I think we're going to get off here tonight. I do have a couple of videos planned this week. I do have the review of the Custom Pro. That video is already done. A few that are still on here. Did you guys notice an audio issue with that bad giveaway? And because I heard the same audio noise when I did this reel, when I brought the video up on the computer, and I had to edit that audio in that video. I'm gonna have to do the same to this video, but hopefully it wasn't too bad for you guys. But I'm not sure. Maybe I thought the mic was plugged in and it wasn't, but the audio wasn't that great on that giveaway video. Again, but I used or I made this video right after that video, so I had the same audio issue with this reel video. So hopefully it wasn't too bad for you guys. Let's see here. Woody, appreciate $2, buddy. You're entered in the giveaway. Great stream. Take it easy. No problem, Enrique. Appreciate you tuning in, man. And guys, for those of you that donated, when the video is done processing and back up on the channel, make sure you look back in the comments to see who won. Okay, you need to reply to me so I can get your shipping info and we'll get everything shipped out. So one of you guys would responded about that audio. Good night, Jim. Thanks, and see you next week. All right, dude. Appreciate it. Have a good one. All right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Again, really appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.